guys, so today's video is not going to be edited, it is not going to be messed with at all. It's just going to be me talking about my experience having went to go see the film Logan. I know this is a bit late, but to be fair, I only went to go see it last week, and even if I had done it then, it would have been a bit late then. So this video is just going to be a completely unedited, messed with, just review of Logan from me. So, what did I like about the film? Nearly everything. It was a phenomenal film. I thought it was paced really well, it was very down to earth, had a lot of dark, gritty undertones which I really liked about it, which were appropriate for the character. If it had been a character like, I don't know, maybe Storm or Iceman, Bobby Drake, I really don't think it would have been appropriate, but for Wolverine, for that type of character, it was perfect. Now, that being said, it was very much a film that did well because it was done right. And the one thing that they got right about this film is that they did something which I'm sure Fox were very tempted to do. They kept Jean Grey out of the film. See, this is why, even though X-Men Origins was awful, I can still watch it. This is why I enjoyed Wolverine, the one before this one, the 2013 one, because it got me invested. It made me happy to watch the film. I liked it. But that being said, I just the worst part of X-Men Apocalypse was the scene between Jean Grey and Wolverine. Completely redundant. Didn't need to be there. It was just there to create stupid, nonsensical melodrama for a character that wasn't in the rest of the film. Completely pointless. And if they'd had Jean Grey in the film with a sort of mother figure to X-23 sort of crap, it would have just ruined the whole film. Now, that is why I didn't like Jean Grey. I didn't like the thought of Jean Grey being in the film. And there were a few people, not many mind you, but there were a few that did think that Jean Grey was going to be in the film. And I'm glad that she wasn't, personally, because I thought it very well fit into the sort of... She fit into the narrative of the film. Though, power-wise, I don't know, I can't realistically see, even at full power, Charles Xavier's mind being able to kill Jeans. But who knows, she may have already been dead by then. Or she may have left the planet. Who knows? Because she is the Phoenix, and in this continuity they have got the Phoenix right, at least, or at least somewhat right. So, yeah, there's that. Like I said, I liked the pacing. I liked the characterization of X-23. Yes, it was very different from the comics, but I felt it not only did it work with the narrative of the film, it worked overall. It made her very much feel like a sort of Wolverine-ish character while still being her own person. And I did like how they've sort of went with the... they very much stuck with the Weapon X program sort of thing. Though, I have to admit, I would have liked to have seen a Easter egg to Weapon Plus, which is actually where the project which Weapon X spawned from. Now I know Weapon Plus also houses other characters like the Stepford Cuckoos, but they're also X-Men characters, so that probably wouldn't be a problem. And there's also Weapon Plus was the birth of Captain America, so Project Rebirth was the Weapon I or Weapon 1 program, which is what created Captain America. So I don't know where they stand on Weapon Plus legally, but I would have liked to have seen a reference to Weapon Plus in the film, but there wasn't. It was just another film based around Weapon X, which is an offshot of Weapon Plus, because the Weapon X project was essentially Wolverine, and then Weapon X separated from the Weapon X project, became the Weapon X program, separated from Weapon Plus, and became its own thing. So I thought I would have liked to have seen a reference to Weapon Plus, but we didn't, so hey ho. Now, I did like the sort of thing that I thought it was very current and very relevant to right now, where like had a bunch of people who were different just running off into Canada. Now, I thought that was pretty amusing, purely because of how relevant and how many Americans must feel like they want to do that right now. Oh God. No, but anyway. No, but seriously, I really did think that I enjoyed like the aspect of like mutants have been like systematically like executed from the planet, but not like in a like awful like sort of guerrilla warfare sort of way. It was very cloak and dagger, very like cutthroat sort of deal, like yeah, putting the food into the food products. Putting the like mutant suppressing like chemicals into food products. I thought that was incredibly smart. I never would have thought of that, put it that way. And I like to think I know a lot about X-Men, and I would have never thought of that for a film. And it worked perfectly with the film, and also very well set up the existence of X-23 within this universe. Because in the comics, they just created X-23 because they're just trying to replicate Weapon X. That's the only reason they're trying to do it, because they want to control an equivalent to Wolverine. But they actually gave Weapon X a purpose in this universe, which I suppose links into the lack of Weapon Plus, because Weapon X, as far as we're aware, in this universe, is its own thing. Weapon Plus just didn't exist. So, Weapon X, like, housing itself within this universe as, like, its own thing, and, like, her being X-23 being a result of that, like she's in the comics, but under completely different circumstances. That works. It worked with the narrative of the film. Also, expertly cast X-23. Expertly cast. Half the film she doesn't say a word, and she still made me feel things. Because that's what I look for in a film. I like films which make me feel. I like films that get me emotional, that make me think. And this film did that. And this is an X-Men film. It's meant to be a mindless superhero film that I can go and watch and enjoy, and I'll probably have my mouth open half the film because I'm like just staring at the screen. Not even having to think, really. I didn't have to think when I watched Batman vs Superman. Well, I say I didn't have to think. I had to think the second time around just so I understood everything. Because the first time around, I just didn't get it. I had to watch the Ultimate Edition to get it as well, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. I didn't have to think when I watched Civil War. Didn't have to think when I watched Age of Ultron. Didn't have to think when I watched Ant-Man, because that was a comedy wrapped up in a superhero film. But I didn't have to think when I watched Suicide Squad. I don't have to really think when I watch Marvel or DC animated films. But this film made me think, and that's what makes this film special. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to have to think when they go see a superhero movie, because that's not what they're expecting from a superhero movie. So I'm surprised a lot more people liked it than they actually did. Though, when you're using a character like Wolverine, who has like legit fanboy and fangirl status by this point, it's not really as surprising as you might think. That even if the film deviates from the norm, it can only ever be seen as a good thing because of that character. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason this film did well. This film was a phenomenal film, and I will always stand by that statement. That it is a phenomenal film. But I have to say, if this had been a Cyclops film of similar quality, I can't have seen it doing as well. That's all I'm saying. Because there is a lot more purchant to hating Cyclops than there is to hating Wolverine. And there's a lot more of a like fanboy element to Wolverine than there is to Cyclops. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, one final thing I've got to say about the film is that it was extremely well directed. Everything felt like I want to say real, but you know, it's a superhero movie, but you understand what I mean. Everything felt like I was part of that world. Everything felt gritty and realistic for what a superhero film about mutants can be. It made me feel like I could be part of that world. Like, in 12 years' time, the world could really be like that. And that's amazing. They really did well on that, and I have to say, I am very pleased. Anyway, that's all I've really got to say on the movie. If you want to hear more about this, please let me know. If not, I'll just carry on doing my usual next week. This has been Callum from the Double Duo. This has been Geek Street, which I forgot to mention at the start of the video. I'm very sorry. This has been Geek Street. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, see you later.